Hello and welcome to the Beyond You State training. My name is Kimberly Ledford and I'm a training coordinator here with the immunization program within the Philadelphia Department of Public Health. Before we dive into the training, I'd like to go over some objectives. Before the end of the training, you should be able to develop an understanding of a Beyond You state or BUD, understand which vaccines require the use of a BUD, learn how to place an order for BUD labels on our website, and learn how to process a waste or return in Filovax for a vaccine that has reached its BUD. In this section of the training, we'll go over what a Beyond You state is. So, what is a BUD? A Beyond You state is the final date or time when an altered vaccine can be safely used. Alteration occurs when a vaccine is moved between storage states, such as ultra-low freezer to regular freezer, freezer to refrigerator, or refrigerator to room temperature, when a vaccine is mixed with a diluent or reconstituted, and when a multi-dose vial is punctured. Here we'll go over some BUD facts. First, a BUD replaces the manufacturer expiration date but never extends it. So if you see a BUD label on a vaccine, you should always go by the BUD rather than the printed expiration date. Next, the expiration date is determined by the manufacturer and is printed on the vaccine box or vial. You'll sometimes see that some vaccines use a QR code, website, or phone number to find the expiration date. Also, a BUD is determined by the healthcare provider using guidance included in the vaccine package insert or fact sheet. BUD will vary between vaccine products. It's important to keep in mind that all tracking and documentation of a vaccine's BUD is the provider's responsibility. Here we'll continue on with some more BUD facts. First, pay careful attention to BUD labels. Administering a vaccine past its expiration or BUD is considered an administration error. Next, check vaccine inventory once a week for expiration and BUD. Also, move vaccines that are nearing their BUD to the front of your inventory and always check BUD labels prior to administering. In this section of the training, we'll go over vaccines that require the use of a BUD. On this slide, we'll talk about multi-dose vials. Certain vaccines that are available in multi-dose vials will require the use of a BUD. You'll follow the instructions provided by the manufacturer on the vaccine sheet or insert to determine the BUD. Once the vial has been punctured, write the BUD and initials of the staff member on the vial label or use a BUD sticker. Certain vaccines that need to be reconstituted using a diluent will require the use of a BUD. You'll follow the instructions provided by the manufacturer on the vaccine fact sheet or insert to determine the BUD. Once the vial has been reconstituted, write the BUD and initials of the staff member on the vial label or use a BUD sticker. I wanted to make special mention of COVID-19 vaccines, as we do commonly see BUD returns for COVID-19 vaccines here at the immunization program. Both Moderna and Pfizer are going to require the use of a BUD. Moderna's BUD is 60 days after being moved to the fridge, and Pfizer's BUD is 10 weeks after being moved to the fridge. You'll keep all the vials together in their original packaging after moving them from one storage state to the next, and you'll place a BUD label on the outside of the packaging. Next, we'll go over BUD labels. I'll talk about how to order them from our website and how to use them. To order BUD labels, you'll first navigate to the immunization program website's homepage. To do this, you'll type in vaccines.phila.gov and it'll take you right to the homepage. And then you'll want to navigate over to the top right-hand corner of the screen and click the menu button. After clicking that menu button, you'll get a pop-out menu. You'll see a few different options, and you're going to want to go down to Free Print Materials and click that. Next, you'll be taken to the Free Print Materials page. The BUD labels will be listed as soon as you open the page, and you'll then click the image to select the labels for ordering. The next screen that you'll be brought to is the screen that you see here. You'll first select how many pages of labels that you would like to order. They come in sheets of 10, and then you'll click Add to Cart. From there, you'll click View Cart, and it'll take you to the next screen where you'll click Proceed to Checkout. You'll fill out all the required information in the checkout screen, and then click Place Order at the bottom of that screen. These labels are completely free to order. Listed here are the instructions on how to use the BUD labels provided by the immunization program. First, you'll fill out the label with the product name and lot number, place a check mark if the product is for adults or pediatric patients, and add the initials of the person filling out the label. The date placed in fridge is the date the vaccine was thawed if being moved from a freezer. Next, consult the package insert or the manufacturer instructions to determine the beyond use date and write this date in the use by date section. Lastly, place the BUD sticker on the box or container holding the vaccine whose expiration date is changing. In this part of the training, you'll learn how to process a waste and return in Filovax for a vaccine that has reached its BUD. I'll first explain what a waste and return are, and then I'll do a live demo of a waste and return in Filovax. Vaccine waste is defined as discarding a vaccine that has been rendered unusable or unviable. Wasted vaccine is considered one of the following: a broken vial or syringe, the vaccine is drawn into the syringe but not administered for any reason, including contamination, patient refusal, or the BUD has been reached, and open vials of vaccine where all doses are not administered before the expiration or BUD. A vaccine return is sending compromised or expired vaccines back to the manufacturer. A vaccine that can be returned is any unopened vaccine that is or has expired, been deemed unviable due to a temperature excursion, or has reached the BUD. This next part of the training will be the live demo where I show you how to do a return in Filovax for a vaccine that has passed its BUD. So first you'll go to vaccines.philo.gov and you'll put in your personal username and password. Then you'll go ahead and click Login. From here, you'll be on the Filovax home screen. You'll want to make sure that you have the correct clinic code input here. Then you'll navigate over to Inventory. Then you'll click Vaccines, and then Vaccine Returns. At the top right here, you'll click Add New Vaccine Return, and then you'll select the clinic that you're doing the return for, and click Next. So here, all the information will be filled out. You'll want to make sure all the information is correct for the shipping contact, and then you'll check the box if it is correct, and you'll click Next. So this is the screen that you'll do the actual return in. First, you're going to want to select the return type, which is always return only, and then the return reason. For BUD, it's always going to be other. Then you'll select the label shipping method, which should be emailed. You can skip this reason box, and then you'll select the number of shipping labels, which should be 1. So here in the clinic comments box, you're going to want to put the expiration date of the BUD vaccine. So you'll put that the vaccine that you're returning is past its BUD, and then you'll put that date. And in this box, you'll select the type of vaccine that you're returning. You can look it up by the vaccine name, the lot number, or the NDC. Make sure you're definitely clicking the correct lot number though. And then here you will input the number of doses that you'll be returning, and then you will click Add Return, and you'll see that it populates here at the bottom. And then you'll go ahead and click that at the top. And then you'll click Submit to VFC Program. And so now the ordering team will receive your return, and they'll follow up with you via email with a shipping label and a packing slip to include with your return. Then you can click cancel and get out of that screen, and your vaccine return has been submitted. So some vaccines are not eligible to return back to the manufacturer. In that case, you'll have to waste them in Filovax. So I'll show you how to do that here. Again, you'll log in with your personal username and password and make sure that you have the correct clinic code input here. You'll go over to inventory, then vaccines, and you'll click on hand. You're going to want to make sure that you're working in the correct inventory location, so you'll select that here. And then you can click filter. Then you'll locate the vaccine that you want to return on that screen, and you'll go ahead and click action and then adjustment. First, you want to input the date and time. You can just do that by double clicking those two boxes there. And then you'll want to choose the reason, which would be other, and the modification that you're doing, which is subtracting it from your inventory. You'll choose the number of doses that need to be subtracted. And in the comments, you'll put why you're doing this, which would be because the vaccine has passed its BUD. Then you can go ahead and click submit, and then that's complete. And your BUD vaccine has been wasted from your inventory because it wasn't eligible to be returned back to the manufacturer. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about Beyond Use states or about this training in general, please reach out to us at dphproviderhelp@phila.gov.